Are there any franchises left that haven't been completely ruined, completely destroyed? I really don't think so. It seems like every day something comes out, some crazy news announcement, and it's like, well, there goes another one. One that's really been beaten down over the past couple of years is Star Trek. And it's just not in a good place anymore. Picard has been a disaster. They've been ignoring canon. Was the latest one they ignored the Dominion War? It's like, do you people even know what you're talking about for like the writers? Do the writers even know anything? Have they ever watched any of the shows? You really should have some people that understand canon and stuff like that's happened. Hey, maybe you should get this right. They don't do that. And you know what's really funny is William Shatner has been answering some questions like, would he ever do Star Trek again? And, you know, he used to say yes. In fact, he was pretty upset that he didn't get a cameo in the J.J. Abrams reboot. But now it sounds like even if he was offered, I don't think he would go back. And I think it says something when arguably the biggest star that the franchise has won't come back. William Shatner, Captain Kirk, and they say it in this article, I think is the greatest captain to ever sit in the chair for Star Trek. And he wants nothing to do with it. We're going to go over a couple things in this video, like the CBS stock drop. But first, let's go through this. So William Shatner says no to new Star Trek. Credit to William Shatner as arguably the best captain of the Enterprise. Just says no to the new Star Trek that is airing on the shaky CBS All Access app. Shatner, who is known for playing Captain James T. Kirk from the original series, fielded and responded to questions on social media about potentially appearing in any of the new Star Trek shows that air on CBS All Access, which the 88-year-old actor flat out refused. Shatner explained that he thinks the story surrounding Kirk is well played out and reiterates that he doesn't do cameo roles, a reference to the J.J. Abrams Star Trek films, which wanted a cameo for Shatner. All right, so here are the questions. He responds to this question. Now that they have the series hashtag Picard, do you think they'll consider a series Kirk for you? That would be pretty cool. No, I think Kirk's story is pretty well played out at this point. Then he does an eye roll emoji. He says, what was any different about my statement on Kirk that I haven't said before? I don't do cameos. That one stretches back to 2008. And JJ, Kirk's story is well told out of any other captain's story. Kirk died in Generations. What is really left? Adventures in the Ribbon. That is, of course, referring to I forget the name of it, but it was the ribbon, the Nexus ribbon, I think it was called in Star Trek Generations. And this is a picture from the movie right here. So what that is like you would go in there and you could basically be in there for eternity. It was like living in a matrix, basically. A lot of people hate on that movie. I didn't mind that movie, to be honest. I thought there was some good scenes in that movie. But this is kind of contradictory to the past with William Shatner because I don't know a lot of people know this or not, but he had a book series where Kirk was brought back to life with Borg technology and stuff. He did seem interested in continuing on, but I think over time he just doesn't want to do it anymore. And who can blame him? The state of Star Trek is terrible right now. They have a nice picture right here of CBS Corporation common stock here, and you can see that it is going down. Even the Viacom stock is down. I mean, it's not looking good. It's not looking good for CBS. And I think maybe it's time to sell Star Trek to somebody who cares, or maybe, as they put here, just reboot everything. I don't know. I don't know what they can do here because Star Trek is just in a really, really bad place right now. So Shatner's not the only one talking a little Star Trek lately, by the way. Simon Pegg has been giving some disappointing responses when it comes to a new JJ Universe movie, saying they've lost momentum. I don't think you're going to see a fourth Star Trek movie under the Bad Robot title. And maybe that's a good thing. You know, the first movie I liked quite a bit. I thought the first JJ Star Trek movie was actually pretty decent. And then everything, the second one and the third one, I just didn't think were that great. The first one I thought was fun. It was fast moving. It is what it was. It is what it is. It was Star Trek for everybody, basically. And I don't think there's anything too wrong with that. It was definitely much better than anything we've gotten from CBS. And then I think the second and the third one just went off the wall. They tried to make the third one like a Guardians of the Galaxy clone, which really just was a bad idea. They need to stop trying to make Star Trek like other franchises. You need to keep Star Trek, Star Trek. That's what you need to do. But they want to turn it into these action Blade Runner Marvel movies, and it's just not what people are looking for. We already have those things. You know what we don't have is good Star Trek. We don't have that. Discovery is a pile of garbage. Picard has been a humongous disappointment. I'd rather it just not exist. I'd rather just not know what happened, after that Nemesis debacle, that terrible movie. I'd rather just not have known and just left it up to imagination. But instead, we got a huge disappointment, and it's just really sad. Almost as sad as that CBS stock. CBS is in some trouble, man. I don't know what they're going to do. I know one thing that they're not going to do, though. A Kirk show, which I'm happy to see. I mean, honestly, I wish Captain Kirk's last appearance would have been in the undiscovered country. That was the perfect way to leave that crew. But, people come back, you throw them enough money, they're always happy to come back. Just like, with Leonard Nimoy coming back for JJ's films. It worked, but at the end of the day, looking back, I'd rather them had not had him in those films. I really love the original crew in those old movies. I think that they're really fun, and Undiscovered Country was the perfect send-off for them. So, I don't know. We'll see. Maybe they'll cast somebody younger and do a Kirk in the Academy. I remember they were kicking that around for a while once, doing a Star Trek Academy, and then I think it just evolved into JJ's film. But, Picard has, I think, really put a bad taste in people's mouths now, and you don't get much more nostalgic than bringing back Captain Kirk. If you can't, or not Captain Kirk, Captain Picard. If you can't bring back Kirk, bring back Picard. They're doing that, and as you can see, it's not really helping their stocks out very much. So it is what it is. William Shatner gives Star Trek the finger and goes on living his great life, riding horses and being pretty much semi-retired, still getting tons of work. Shatner is always getting work. He's getting tons of work all the time in Hollywood. I missed him at C2E2. He was only there for Sunday. What are you doing? What are you doing, Will? Why weren't you there like Friday or Saturday? Those were probably their busiest days. Maybe he didn't want to deal with the big crowds. But anyway, that's pretty much it. Thanks for watching, guys. Really appreciate your views and your interaction. Speaking of interaction, let me know how you're feeling about this, how you're feeling about Star Trek if you're watching it, how you're feeling about franchises being taken over. Let me know what you think. Also, throw a like up if you would, and share the video. Those are the 3 greatest things you can do for any content creator. Also, make sure you're still subscribed. Subscribe if you're new. Hit that notification bell, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace. Also, if you want to help support the channel, check out my Teespring store. There's a link in the description. You can find some merchandise in there that you might want to check out. Also, take a moment. Make sure you're still subscribed to the channel. There's something going on right now, and they've been unsubscribing people. So just take a second and double check on that, and subscribe if you're new.